But go ahead.
People vote stupid on either part. I'm not saying it. It's like, to me, this how I look at it. Women see men vote and be like, what's that? I want to do it too. But when men say, hey, I want to vote, we had to go kill people to get freedom to even for this even to be a thing, and y'all don't respect it the same. It's kind of like, you want a boutique because you seen me with a boutique, but I spent my last dollar and somebody gave it to you.
This is Steve Harvey, and you're now watching the Don't Piss Me Off morning show.
Quite frankly, this is the best morning show I have ever heard. Let's make YouTube great again.
Let me drop this next one in here.
Okay.
Okay, so all right, so I always say that my first toxic relationship was with my mama. And I don't know why I'm saying that now, but I just want y'all to know that. So let's play this video. Let's get y'all thoughts on this.
Now, it doesn't matter what you do, it's wrong. Like, if I'm kind and soft to my kids, then I'm going to raise a son who is not going to be masculine. And if I'm hard on him and I scream, then I'm creating trauma. There's no way for men in this world, it seems like, to exist without offending someone. And it just seems like that's becoming a trend where now more men is be like, you know what, I ain't going to say or do nothing. And then women be like, well, the men ain't men. It's like, how do you want me to men when you're taking away my power to do anything? I had a conversation. This is a true conversation with a bunch of women who were single. And they were just like, DeVal, do you think you as a husband should be able to control where Kadeen goes? And I was just like, I don't think I should control, but I would like to know where she's going because I'm responsible for protecting her. And they were just like, well, you don't have to know where she's going to protect her. And I said, wait a minute, it's my job to protect you and you don't feel like you should tell me what you're doing? And they said, no. You had a bunch of women who are not in relationships with the overwhelming loud voice of, I should not have to do this, but you still have to do this for me. They're just saying, I'm a woman, I have my opinion. And I'm like, it should be a conversation here. It shouldn't be your way is the only right way and I have to cower because I'm a man and say no.
Okay, y'all. So the question that I propose is, like, how much longer do we allow women to have rights, like before the 19th Amendment get abolished? How much longer can society take, literally, women being at the forefront of the family?
Get back in the kitchen.
Now, that's a serious question. How much longer can society take with women? Because this project been going on since the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think so. So just respectfully, I think that there's a difference, honestly, between women having rights, meaning the right to vote, the right to have a driver's license, the right to own property, or the right to do basic things, and then being the forefront of the family. I think that's two separate issues, right? So as far as women having basic rights, I think that women should have rights. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that when we make it an extreme situation and we go to them being the head of the household, the head of the family, the breadwinner, so to speak, the primary caregiver money-wise, then we have issues. So I don't want to see women take their rights away or their rights.
I'm trying to help them out because with rights come responsibility. I'm serious. Like, when you get rights, you have to be responsible with them. You have a responsibility to go out and vote, to voice your opinion, because these rights, they affect your day to day. I want the responsibility abolished from women altogether, bro.
But this is the thing. As a grown folk, I got you. I'm passing. As a grown folk, you have autonomy of yourself, right? That's the first thing. You have the right to control your own world. Now, as a woman who is married and under the leadership and tutelage of her husband, then that becomes she submits to her husband, and her husband gives her guidance and direction, leads her and directs her, right? So I just think that it's a slippery slope when we're talking about taking rights away, but I don't think it should be as extreme as this. Go ahead, Papa.
Well, yeah, I think that we have to understand these rights come with consequences.
Facts.
And I think that that's the part that's misconstrued and missed. The being under the husband, right, and them being on one accord and the house voting as one is out the door because of all those rights. So we sacrifice family for the right to vote that we don't really exercise intentionally. A lot of times people are voting ballots, but people don't even know who's on the undercard. They just know who the president is. People don't participate in local elections, but we always pushing this, right, that. But then we destroyed our families for so-called rights. I wonder if women would get these rights back if we can bring our families back together.
Let me ask you this. I apologize. Can I ask him a question real quick, Kelly? Just real quick. Thank you, Kelly. Real quick. Do you think that it's an either or proposition? Do you think that automatically, because women have the right to vote, that it automatically means that they're giving up on their families or on the family structure? Or do you think that it's the extremity of the situation that makes it the situation that we have today?
Yeah, it definitely do, because with the right to do everything the man do, the woman view herself as equal. It can't be two chefs in the kitchen.
They have a sous chef. There's a sous chef.
There is a sous chef. That's a fact.
And you see why I ain't never heard of that shit.
Men have a helpmate. Men, you know.
But but not 2K. You still on your point, because he said chefs. He didn't say chef and sous chef. He said two chefs, right? So his premise is
CEOs.
Yeah,
There's not
that's
two
what he's
CEOs.
saying.
Right, but wait. So real quick, y'all, and I apologize. So the right to vote, the right for women to vote, automatically gives them equality. Like equality means the same, and we know that men and women are not the same, right? We understand that women have a position and men have a position, but that doesn't make them less than us. That doesn't make them no more valuable than us. We just have different positions.
See, the thing is, women have always been equal. When they got equal rights, it made it unbalanced. It kind of like they got superiority now, because think about what a woman had all the way back then, and what she was still right there by the main nigga who was doing everything.
Hold on, 2K. So I've actually kind of studied this. Women were not equal. The reason why white women, majority, had fought for white women to vote, or vote for women to vote, because men always had the right to vote. Black men too, because people think that black people just got the right to vote in the 60s for some weird reason. But with the whole suffrage movement, what was going on was that a lot of women were destitute. They weren't able to get certain jobs. They weren't able to provide for themselves because they might have had a husband that had died, maybe died in the war, or they were a widow and things like that. So they had to work. They had to do certain things, and they weren't able. They weren't able to do that. So that's kind of where the suffragette movement came from, because basically I'm just saying the women were at a disadvantage.
Okay, y'all wasn't equal in the job force. But tell me this right here. Name that man who had a house to sleep in, who had food, who had a consistent meal and somebody providing for them, who didn't do nothing. No, there's no man in history that can tell you all of these things that still had. Y'all were equal, just didn't know it. Like y'all was toe to toe with the nigga who was doing everything while you stayed at home all day. That was equal. Now that y'all got the rights and you can work, that puts you over this dude now.
But 2K, go ahead. I think that's equitable. I don't think that that's equality, right? So the truth of the matter is equality means the same, and I think we have to keep that in mind, right? So men and women are not equal. They are not the same, right? There's equity there, but they're not the same. Men have, men, you know what I'm saying? They're not the same. So at the end of the day, go ahead.
Well, so we ain't talking about white women. Right, our women always contributed to our households in whatever way, shape, or form necessary. Facts. 2K also already highlighted the fact that men back in the day were literally on happy wife, happy life shit. Literally, here, take the check, beloved. All I need is a beer in the truck. I'm good.
Facts. What
happened was there's illusions out here now, right? That people think they can do it alone. And yet we are the closest to the poverty line, other than the Native Americans, the so-called Native Americans who got decimated, and Latino women. So we saying I'm independent. That shit is bullshit.
Right.
We're not winning. We're not winning. We need to be together to win.
We're not winning. Go
But
ahead.
does that mean that they have to give up the right to vote and the right to work, period, in order for us to win? That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that they have to, hold on very quick, that they have to give up all their rights for us to win. I think that there should be a balance.
Tukay, I'll answer quick.
And the problem is there is no balance.
Yeah, that ass. What we're saying is what's going to get us to the winning point more quickly, right? So this extreme measure would force us, right? Because like we said, remember 2K's opening question, what was it? 2K, that opening statement that you did, the icebreaker?
Oh shit, I forgot.
Well, the icebreaker kind of speaks to this, right? Oftentimes
the quote, the obstacle, you are your obstacle.
Yeah, we need difficult things to get us to galvanize, to push forward, and it's gonna take something extreme to fix us.
It's not even really the fixing. It's like, okay, women want the right to vote, right? And us men, they not acquiring the power the same way we had to acquire, so they don't respect it how we respect it. In order for us to get the right to vote, America had to break out from British and make the 13 colonies and go to war, and a bunch of people had to die, and they just got rights because they asked for it.
No, they didn't. But there was a whole suffrage movement. That's what I'm saying. There were things going on in this time period why women were fighting, because again, they were at the disadvantage to men. But hold on, 2K. Let me just say this really quick. But to your point, I do agree with Hamp, and I do agree with you that the state of affairs right now is terrible. I can see that, but there was a fight for women to vote. And here's the other thing. A lot of men, I'm not saying all men, but a lot of men vote stupidly. Not all do I think women vote stupidly, specifically black women vote the way they shouldn't. Yes, but black men are too. No. Men are too. Not to the same degree, but they are too. But
people vote stupid on either part. I'm not saying it. It's like, to me, this how I look at it. Women see men vote and be like, "What's that? I want to do it too." But when men say, "Hey, I want to vote," we had to go kill people to get freedom to even for this even to be a thing, and y'all don't respect it the same. It's kind of like, you want a boutique because you seen me with a boutique, but I spent my last dollar and somebody gave it to you. You not gonna respect your boutique like I respect mine, because I had to risk everything for it, and yours was just handed to you. That's what I'm saying. And so with these rights that y'all got today, y'all don't respect them because y'all don't have to die for them.
Okay.
And that's why civilization messed up how it is, because we got too many people who just don't understand the plight of how we got here and what was sacrificed. Y'all just wanted to say, I want it.
Now, listen, that's a real point. Like, you have a real legitimate point there, right? You know, that is a great point, right? At the same time, with that being said, the problem is that anything out of balance is terrible, right? So when you have men, we have these rights, women have no rights, that's terrible. When you have women that are abusing their rights and trying to use their right to usurp the power and the authority of men, that is horrible, right? So again, we have to find a balance where it's not so much as they don't have any rights, no rights to vote, whatever the case may be, but that they're not usurping the power of men. Like, it has to be some sort of middle ground. And let me say this real quick for the record. I absolutely believe any black woman who is a feminist or goes to the feminist movement is ridiculous. I think that is the most asinine thing that there ever could exist, because black men in America have never been in a position of power to put any system over them that would have them to have to fight against it. So let me just be clear about that.
Yeah, but I want to be clear. Like, women are what's running society, or the illusion that women. Women, to me, women are the overseers of the white man doing the work today. And I'm saying that because, like, Kels, to me, it's hard to say that it's not true.
Do you, 2K?
We've had this argument. Go ahead, Hamp.
No, just real quick. 2K, do you think that men are still at the top though?
I think a select few of men.
Yeah. So I think what you're seeing is pseudo matriarchy, right? It's granted by those men at the top. So
Right.
I think it's always men versus men, regardless. Like
Right.
if my
To control lesser men.
I
It's to control lesser men.
I got mad daughters, right?
Okay.
That's what we were
And
saying
they
last
gonna
week. Yes,
okay.
go ahead.
I was just saying I got mad daughters, and so I'm gonna teach them how to do like I be boxing, they be boxing, right? They have like, you know, if he can't change a tire in 17 minutes, she gonna judge him for it, right?
Facts.
And so men have to get through men to get to these women.
Okay, now watch
You
this.
know what I mean?
Watch this.
Yeah.
Okay, you got the Congress, right?
Uh-huh.
They make the bills, they make the laws. It all go approved right there.
Yes,
Who
sir.
enforces the law?
The
Judicial
judiciary
branch.
branch.
Judicial
right?
branch.
Which would be the who? The police.
White
Who?
men.
Yeah.
White men.
Police.
White men.
Yeah.
Okay,
White
so
men.
listen. So you right. It's a lot of judo going on. So hey, listen. Hey, we run the man. These select few mans run the shit, but
Yeah.
we got the women here to enforce it. The women are the society police right now.
But 2K,
Okay.
and we're not gonna have this whole argument again. But you just said the women still have to go to these men. It is still men judges. It is still majority men lawyers. It is still men that are doing this society. Black women, let's keep it a buck. Black women overwhelmingly came to vote for
I'm
that
not putting a
Hindu
color on
witch,
this.
and they couldn't even get that woman in office. Okay,
I'm not putting a color on this.
These
I
like
thought
men
we
are
were talking
minions.
about black. I thought we were talking.
Okay, so listen,
okay.
this how it's rocking, bro. Because when they make a law, it's just words on a piece of paper. It's nothing until it get enforced by the police that's when it becomes a problem. Women are society's police right now, bro.
But
Okay,
I think what y'all missing, a lot of y'all points are sound, right? But I think what y'all missing is, and to her point, to Kel's point, is this: the head people are men that make the overall societal agendas, right?
Absolutely.
They use the pseudo power of women to control lesser men or to control the masses, right? So at the end of the day, it's still men who are running things, and they're just using these women as pawns for a greater play.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and is